Hi there, I'm JMO from Xcase in the UK, www.xcase.co.uk. I wanted to show you one of our products. It's called the Xcase RM100 SQ. It's basically a short 450mm deep 1U chassis, and it's very nice and easy to work with, and pitching it against a super micro chassis or a Shembro chassis, it's got a lot of advantages. We build this as a system build as shown here, or you can buy the chassis alone with power supply etc. from our website also. So let me go over its features. From the front we've got these two USBs, a meshed grille with a dust filter behind it. For instance, if you're looking at the Super Micro range, you don't get the dust filter. You've got your power reset, power light, hard drive activity light and two LAN lights. You've got these two easy connect screws at the front, which will just go straight into your bolts in your cabinet. You've got an easy install slim CD-ROM. On some chassis these are a real pain to install. On ours it's just simply push in, click in place. It's got 4 fans. These are connected to a daughter board, and you've got jumpers on the daughter board which allow you to adjust the speed, but it's also got a temperature sensor which you can connect to either your motherboard chipset, a hard drive or your CPU cooler, and that will also enable the system fans to speed up if things are getting a little warm. Now, one advantage of this chassis is it's got these dual purpose drive bays. They'll take either a 3.5 inch, a 2.5 inch, or a 2.5 inch and a 3.5 inch drive on each caddy. If you're using a slim CD-ROM, you can just use one 2.5 inch or one 3.5 inch. However, we also do a little bracket that if you want to fit, say, 2.5 inches into each one, you can do. So you could have, well, one customer had 6 2.5 inch drives, so you know there's quite a lot of possibilities, and you don't necessarily need to buy lots of brackets, we just do it all for you. Now the power supply options, it will take the Seasonic Slim 1U power supplies, it will take standard 1U power supplies, and if you remove this bracket here, it's set up to allow the use of 1U redundant power supplies. Now it's a shortish case, it will take a micro ATX motherboard as shown here, an ITX one or a standard ATX one. We do I/O shields, multiple I/O shields to match motherboards, and this one's a super micro motherboard, so we've got a super micro I/O shield. Unlike the super micro chassis, you don't have to use a super micro board, and the pin outs to the motherboard are just your standard type. You've got a full height rear expansion slot. Just turn it round. And it's all set up to fit a set of easy install rails if you need them. The lid of the chassis is easy to remove, just press down there, and it's got this nice little grip to push it off. So there we go, X-Case RM100 SQ, redundant power supplies, single power supplies, full height expansion slot, ITX to standard ATX motherboards, multi-purpose drive bays, fans controlled by a daughter board, as well as temperature controlled. Price wise, comes out the same as a standard non-hot swap Supermicro chassis when you include the power supply. So it's definitely worth a look at. And it makes a nice system build as shown here. That's it. Thanks very much for listening.